Hello everybody and welcome to part 23 of my Islandception series. Before we get along, there is a couple of corrections that need to be made. The first is that there is a rifleman in Lisbon that I did not upgrade to Great War Infantry, so I want to do that. And also, the World's Fair, we've already passed the threshold of guaranteed first place. As you can see here, we only needed 1350. We're up to 1455, so we probably could have actually shut it down last turn. But anyways, let's do that. So we'll switch construction projects, and I was noticing that we're 6 turns away from having a radio. So what I want to do in the capital is go ahead and build Oxford. They should finish at the same time, which means the free tech would be plastics. We buy a research lab in the capital, we upgrade our infantry. I mean, big difference there. So let's do that. And then as far as the other cities, if we come up here, deal history, the deal, I've been trying to keep an eye on the deal with Montezuma for the gold, so because we know that's going to run out at some point. But look at this, it was also 2 unique luxuries, so we're actually on 8 borrowed happiness that's going to end in 7 or 8 turns. So what I want to do in the expands is start building some happiness buildings that we've been neglecting. Somebody had pointed out in an earlier series of mine that you should be favoring all the happiness buildings early anyways, because happiness means golden age, which means culture, gold, production. But we've been very stretched out just trying to, find our place in the world, put Aztecs in their place, all that good stuff. And we're managing fairly well. Our navy is scattered, but Okay, so that tile is not important. In fact, if we chop the wood there, it'd probably go to Tlacopan, so there's no point in that. Okay. Tenochtitlan demands pearls. So that means 3 city that demands pearls. And we're facing a happiness issue on the horizon. So I think what I'm going to do, and I was trying to avoid this, but we could gift Mbanza Congo. They have pearls, and they're right here. Like right now, we have our main navy here and our scrap navy down here. They're trying to connect, find out what kind of navies these city-states have, join up, and then what the main navy can take these 3 cities. And the scrap navy is supposed to disperse. I'd say maybe a fourth of it goes over here to be protection for Lisbon. Maybe 50% of it comes up here to be protection for our homeland, including Beijing, which China is ramping up. We need to take that seriously. And then maybe 25% come up here and do Valletta and Geneva, because by that time our main navy will start making it around to take these Greek cities, which means any boats we capture down here we could drag along the shallow water and upgrade them in Pharsalos. So the point is we don't have defense right here, and these 2 have not been to war at all. So, I mean, we can see military units. We would not be able to withstand an attack by one of those, at least not right now. Once our scrap navy gets back and we got some home defense and we have some like ships aligned, we can line here and blow stuff up, maybe, but right now we don't. So I like the idea of allying Mbanza Congo just to make sure they can't be bought against us. And now we get the pearls, our happiness goes up. Lots of wins there. Now I could also ally Leventa. This one's more of a hard sell. It would take almost all of our money, and they've just got dies, which we've already got multiple copies of. It seems like all the city-states have dies on this map. Nevertheless, there's a vote coming up, so any amount of votes we have would be great. The extra faith would in fact mean late game science indirectly by way of purchasing great scientists. And also the thing to keep in mind is he has this one, so if we get both of these to declare war on Monaco, maybe they actually like march and invade together, and who knows. So I'm tempted to do that too. That would kind of put us out of money, and I want money to be able to purchase a research lab in London, and it's going to be a little while, but when we go to upgrade to battleships, that's 420 gold per boat. which is enormous. Now the good news is we only really need a few battleships, and the only reason we need battleships at all is to be able to take Kyoto relatively safely, because he's got these hills and mountains here. We can put a spy in there soon. Oh yeah, we've got one actually going over there now. I thought so. For some reason, okay, I did a double take there. So we'll have the visibility. Battleships have indirect fire. We can pelt them from here. Other than that, we really don't have too much need for battleships. Obviously, they're stronger. They got more range. So even like defending Beijing, for example, we'd be able to have a lot greater influence. The point being is that we don't necessarily need all that money right up front. And yes, our gold per turn looks great, but keep in mind a third of that's going to disappear when that Montezuma deal is over. Oh, and here's another hard sell. They are hostile, which means our allied status will degrade faster. But realistically, we're only buying a small window here. It won't be long. Oh, wow, look at their standing army. Oh, yeah, we'd be devastated. Okay. So here we did it for the happiness and satisfying our cities. Here we did it for the army. Very good. Okay, so I feel a little bit better about that now that I know what exactly we're seeing. Okay, let's get on with the Navy warfare. This is probably the next best thing, and it's asking us to choose a construction project, which it won't matter. That city will not be producing any yields while it is in resistance. Alright, looks like we're just trying to get all these guys situated. Right, he's along the road doing trading post. And he's coming down here to do a trading post there. Great general's coming down, we'll hide in the city. Okay, this scout was coming down here to address this camp. We do have 2 Goliases that can act upon that, right? Oh yeah, just... And the Admiral's coming down here anyway, so... And yeah, I do see 2 knights here, but let's get some eyes down here, figure out how important this is. It looks like the Jerusalem privateer came down here, and it looks like he's dangling a Gatling gun for us. But mostly, let's deal with this first. Now, one of these boats, that one there has a range of 2. So let's aim for the rifleman first. The reason being the Lancer actually has a penalty against cities, so we're not as afraid of that. 2. Hey, we managed to 3-shot it. Very good. Okay. And now the Lancer 1, 2. Oh, come on. Come on. Alright, so that just leaves us with 2 ships of the line here. The far one can actually reach here and shoot that, so let's do that. And this guy, I'm going to go right up on top of the privateer to shoot it. I'm trying to get through to here. The sooner we wrap all this up, and we don't know what it looks like yet, but we're going to find out this turn, the sooner all of these boats can go to where we need them to, and then we won't have to sell all of our money to protect our back kind of situation. Okay, so if we bring this privateer around like this, okay, we're getting more eyes there. Now we have a full zone of control on this privateer. I'll hit it just to soften it up. That way if it attacks one of my ships with lines, it's not as big of a deal. And now this privateer is weaker, so let's have him start heading this way so we can get eyes. Okay, there's a privateer. That's a problem. Can you reach it? You can. Alright, so ideally we would like to have a ship of the line come down and soften that up. Okay, there's another Goliath there. Alright, so if we come down here, try and soften this up. Does that kill it? It says no. Alright, but he's effectively neutralized. And he has a movement point left, so let's just come down here. That way if he tries to escape, he can't. And I don't care if he attacks. This guy's essentially been neutralized. And can you reach that? You can. Okay, so what we can do is have... Oh, cool. This works out. Alright. Sweet! Oh my gosh, that makes all of this so much more worthwhile, because I was noticing he had a privateer here. And it's full health, but other than that, it's not really all that scary. He can't see this boat yet, but he might. And I don't really care if we lose a privateer. It's nice that we gain another archer type, but it's on this side of Volinius, which means he's got to become part of the mini fleet, the runts we'll call them, that have to stay in the shallow waters of this continent, which means we have to wait until our main navy takes down one of these cities. Excuse me. Hiccup. Before we can upgrade them. Alright, so that means that this guy can actually feel free to just take this knight out. I did want to focus down here more, but he's not going to be able to make a difference other than half a Gallius. Which, now that I think about it, would not have been a bad idea, because that would have stuck the Gallius there. This guy comes... Okay. Maybe I should have brought him down, but this is not a problem. Okay, this guy's free to come up. He's free to come down. We'll move the Admiral all the way down, but still leave him in range of these guys to do their thing here. This guy was coming over to Lisbon. Okay, so a bit of a lengthy turn, but nevertheless, we had stuff to take care of. And I did sell off a building, right? Yep. Okay, so you just sit tight there. With the melee down, we've bought ourselves one more turn of this guy sitting here. Yeah, there is a musketman here that can hop on the road and hit, but the health is not such, and there's no archers that can act upon it. So we can afford one turn of healing there, and that's really good. And I'm just going to leave the focus on all of this because this is where all the action is, and I want to have a visual reminder that Argos. I don't want to forget to sell a building every single turn. Oh wow, this full health privateer came over here for some reason. Okay, before I get to my notifications, let us do this. Aqueduct seems like a safe sell. Actually, watermill, because it's a 2 maintenance building. Alright. So, we'll have the worker come here and do that. We'll do that. I wonder, can our worker put a mine here for him? I'm going to find out. This worker's not doing anything else. I should have thought of that last turn. Alright, Teghaza loves the king. Tenoctitan loves the king. Nottingham loves the king. London loves the king. You know what? Teghaza has a university, which means we could start burning this down at will. But we wouldn't need to. Lighthouse is local happiness. Coliseum and Circus are local happiness, so that's 5. That means this is essentially a free city. No, because the global unhappiness of having the city itself. I think we're getting to a point, the closer and closer we get to having oil and planes, the more this just becomes unessential. At this point, it is later, so I don't think he would resettle here. And the only thing we'd lose is that maybe there's a strategic resource on this tile, but what are the chances realistically? So let's just look at this. What is he doing? Oh, specialists. Why would he not be operating this tile? Oh well, it doesn't matter to me. So yeah, at some point we'll burn that down. Happiness is holding for now. We're about to lose 8, keep in mind, but we are compensating quite well if I do say so myself. Okay, the last short-range guy in this fleet gets range. That's extremely good. He goes down to he goes up to triple. I guess that's the next thing I need to do is start keeping track of who's been triple promoted for ground units. Hit harder. Egypt has denounced. Greece, Montezuma. Okay, we don't care about that. And I did sell off a building, so we can actually... Okay, on to zoo, and that'll be done just in time for research labs. That's pretty nice. And same thing here. Very good. Very good. I'm pleased to see that. Okay, so the first thing that it comes to mind is that if we use a Gallius and a ship of the line to soften up a Gallius, the privateer would defeat it. So that would be a good reason, a good way for him to start making his way out of here, because he's trapped back here. Yep, and this ironclad can't get over here right now, but if we killed this, for example... No, we don't want to go this way. We would have to kill this first. So maybe we have a ship of the line come around here, kill him, so that this ship of the line can come over here, hit that. One of these ships of the line hits that. Now the Ironclad, what would he do to that? That's a very favorable exchange rate. Or we have the Privateer finish off this Privateer, and that means they both could be zona controlled out. So one could hit this one could soften this up, this one kills it, this one comes over here, he kills that, these three act upon that. How far can you move and shoot? Okay, and these three could act upon this, and we can have these two Galeasses come back to the camp, especially if we're dragging the Admiral down. Okay, I think that makes sense. So we should be able to clear this camp next turn already anyways. Although we won't have the influence of an Admiral, so that'll be something to think about. Okay. So that plan starts with this, correct? Let's come over here. I don't think boats do flanking rules, but just in case. Alright, we didn't capture it, and that's fine. I didn't actually want to. We'll come here. This guy's got range, so he can hit that. So that when the Ironclad gets over there, we have a good chance of stomping it out. Very good chance of stomping it out. Now this is a hill, right? So I don't know. Will we get visibility? No. Okay, so if we want to soften that up, we have to come here and do that. Do you have range? No. So you will have to move here, and move here, finish that off, and now you should be able to finish him off. Very good. Okay. I feel like a master tactician right now. This is great. And he can't actually see that, so all of our boats are safe right now. These three act upon that. These three act upon that. With the influence of the Great Admiral, that should be enough. Okay. Well, if that's the case, we'll move him down. We don't want to move him farther than we have to because we want these two to be able to come back to the camp. So like this. Admiral's coming down. Here first. You got range? You do not. Okay. So we'll hit here. Well, no, we'll make that the last shot because he seems pretty strong as far as that goes. I almost didn't make it. Alright, so there's that. It's not enough to influence this Galeass, but the other two boats it will. You have range? No, you do not. Well, why not? Anyways, coming up here. There we go. Oh! Okay, I was not expecting that. Well, that means this Privateer actually gets up here a little bit quicker. Okay, well, that's one last Galeass we could capture, but... You know, after seeing how strong this one would have hit this Galeass, I should have thought about that. Only gone halfway and come back. Okay. Even still, we cleaned up this whole area fairly effectively. And again, with this... I mean, compared to this Privateer, this one's actually somewhat healthy. He can get over here, and we can start heading towards Valenius and stuff. So that's actually not bad. Okay. Come here, protect that. This is a done deal for sure. And we didn't capture, which is actually a good thing. What we might consider doing is we do have these two Privateers that are out of health. This one's out of health. We have 3 captured Galeasses that are at half health. Maybe it's time for an Admiral party. I don't know how we'd coordinate all that, because ideally these guys want to start heading up north. Although the ships of the line should probably start heading northeast. We really need to reinforce Beijing. I don't know if you guys can see it here, but they had like a lineup of units on our border. I think they're looking for it. Now, obviously, when we bulb plastics, then that guy becomes an infantry and becomes that much more tanky. Alright, so we've handled all of this. Yes, there's a Galeass remaining, but, you know, that's going to be easy to take no matter what. Hopefully he moves it out of his borders so that we can capture it safely. That would be really sweet, but I don't know how we would capture it unless he comes out this way, because we would hit it so hard. Yeah. Anyways, it's time to move on to this. Now, all of these boats have range. That one's triple. That one's triple. Okay. No, this one does not have range. Good to know. And we see where the crossbows are, so let us back this guy up. and back this guy up so that he can come out of the range of the crossbow and hit this guy. Now, what did he do? 27. Alright, so let's take our 2 triple promotes and try to hit him again. These are our 2 triple promotes. This guy. Okay, if we do that, then we can use a double promote to hit that. Okay. So we'll move the triple promote into the city tile. No! Oh, okay, we wanted to get him out anyways. Okay, good. Okay. He healed up once. I did mean to get him out. We need the city tile for our shooters so we can influence things. So now we have a triple promote here and a double promote here and a double promote here, which should be able to take this guy out. Alright, now we're safe to be in the city tile. That's the order I should have done it in. And hopefully we double tap this because one of them is triple promote. And then we can split up and just clean up that way, or we can just send all 6 into Vijay next turn. It depends on what gets thrown at us. But overall, I'm really pleased with the progress of the Navy. All of that went very well. It's unfortunate that I smoked that one Galeas instead of having the opportunity to capture it, but with spending all of our money, you know, on the city-states, I don't know how much we're going to have a need for that many battleships. Okay, so with happiness topping off, or becoming a problem, I should say, I don't think we should send another boat to York. That was already a plan, and I don't think we should send another boat to Hastings, which is a change of plans. Feeding London, because of, I think it's landed elite, no, monarchy, feeding the capital is half as penalizing as everywhere else. So I do think continuing to feed the capital, at least for now. Let's check who wants trade routes anyways. Does anybody? You do. Genoa. They're in the middle of here, right? Yeah. At a time when we're at war with half the world, I don't think external trade routes make much sense. Unless they're like close to the chest, like Hong Kong, for example. Which is actually an option. Actually, you know what? With money being an issue, that might be the way to go. So we have 5 boats. One's feeding this, one's feeding this, and right now 2 are feeding London. How's London looking? We still haven't put up a musicians guild. Alright, and we already have 2 citizens that would slot right into a musicians guild. And growth in 5. Okay, yeah, let's go to Hong Kong. So who... This is a risky play, but we're looking for Hong Kong. London to Hong Kong is 15.4. Next is York, 14. Is that 0.7 worth taking a turn to relocate? I mean, I don't see why not. The only difference would be is that once the route is finished, it returns to York, in which case if we want to send it to London. But let's rebase it to London with the intention of embarking it to Hong Kong for the money, because money is going to be an issue, and happiness is an issue. Oh, she's, I didn't notice she got the money and a desire for more, so let's do that. Anything we can do for making that money. We zoom out, we go to where all the action is, and we pass the turn. Okay, I see a Janissary on approach. Although he looks like he's 3 tiles off from the capital, or from the city tile. Did I remember to sell something that turn? I hope so. Okay, cities we all like to visit, don't care. I think it looks like it. Yeah, we had chosen the watermill, I think. Workshop at 6, watermill at 5. Alright, aqueduct. Is there any other 2? These are happiness right now, so let's not get rid of those. We can't get rid of the university because we're doing Oxford. I meant to mention that when I made the decision to do Oxford, that we had to take a mental note, do not sell this university. This city will pretty much be burned down by time Oxford's finished. Actually, no, the very last turn, Oxford will be finished, which means we can sell off the university to make the most amount of money there. Alright, so this worker... this hex is almost certainly going to be occupied next turn. It's not this turn, but... Okay, this must be a captured boat because he seems very weak. That's his first promotion. And I didn't actually read that, but I'm guessing since it didn't give us a prompt, it must be a Grecian spy, and it did get killed, so it doesn't matter who it came from, really. May adopt policy. So I think it's finally time. Keep in mind, the World's Fair is ending any turn, and we have a clinched first place. So we'll be getting this second policy almost right away. So this is the time, I think, for this, because we're basically doing a 2-policy push here. And then after that, I do think universal health care is going to be something we look at for the happiness aspect. But for now, we'll take that. Hastings grows. Hey, look at that. Hastings can actually start populating their chemistry hills. Very good. That'll help get the research labs up quicker for sure. Okay, so this Janissary is smart. He can hop on the hill and hit the city. We do have a crossbow and a Gatling gun that can hit the city as well. As far as hitting him, we do have a couple opportunities with range. The problem is this one's going to be hit up by these two. Or could be hit by these two. So in order to do that, we would have to take out these two, which would mean 4 boats. We have only 6 here. So we could put 2 into the Janissary, but we wouldn't be able to kill it. So the question is, do we do that? Or do we take Vijay? Because if we have all 6 of these here, we might be able to take Vijay in one round. And we can actually test that by just hovering over 30 times 6, so about 180. That city does not appear to have walls, which would make sense because I think all defensive structures get toppled in a takeover. So we have to say about 200 health, I think. About 43. So that's actually a 10% margin for error, which is very favorable. On the other hand, if we kill Greece's units that we can while we can, because our ultimate goal is to take Delhi. That's a tough call. I say let's go for the units. Well, actually, no. Hang on a second. 1, 2, 3. So 2 could hit that from here. 2 could hit that from here. Okay, so we would logistically be able to pull it off. But in order to do so, we'd have a boat here that would be vulnerable to a crossbow attack. So let me take this again. These 2 would be able to hit that. 1 would be able to hit that. 2 that could hit the Janissary. Okay. So I guess we just go for Vijay. You're the one with a range of 2, which means you're the one that's got to be in bombard range, unfortunately. Everybody else, slide over. Let's take Vijay. Let's see. So you're the one. And we'll come all the way over here. That way, if we do head for Delhi next... Yeah, it won't even matter that if he's in bombard range if we actually take it this turn, and it is looking like we will be able to take it this turn. Alright. Wow. We literally decimated it. Down to 1. This is guaranteed. And there goes his frigate. So we'll liberate the city because this used to belong to India. Unfortunately, that rebases our ironclad here. So if we miscalculate it here and we lose Argos, that becomes a real problem. Speaking of which, I don't know. I guess I did. Okay, so India is back. What we're going to do about that is trade embassies, but we're not going to trade anything else. You can see he actually wants quite a bit, and that's great. But see the 200 modifier because he's been recalled to life. That's not in effect yet, so we'll wait a turn. He'll get all soft on us, and then we can basically sell him whatever he wants. Because he'll give us a much better exchange rate than everybody else. So even though there's a lot of icons for sale here, unless it's a Wales to somebody other than India, I don't want to act upon it this turn. Hopefully that makes sense. Alright, he's got the mobility. We should be able to just whiz by... oh, what's this? Monaco, but it doesn't say we can hit it this turn. You know what? It says I got 2, so when I was here I would have had 2.5. 1/2. Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to reach him no matter what. Okay. Well, at least from here... No, I guess not. I was going to say at least from here. We can keep eyes on them, but that turns out not to be the case. For some reason, our happiness just went down by 4, as you can see here. What changed? That's weird. All I did was hover over this, and our happiness went down by 4. Don't know what that's about, but okay. Alright. So we are finished on this part. One of the downsides of the decision to take Vijay rather than waste 1 boat's attack this turn is that now, as he gets closer, we'll have to move all our boats over here, and at least from here we could have started acting on Delhi next turn. So this will have to be like a 1 turn to help finish cleaning that up, 1 turn to get ready here, 1 turn to start, and then probably 1 turn to finish, because this city does have walls. So, and with this hill here, it actually has fewer tiles that we can access it by. So that will be a 2-turn capture, unfortunately, and that is the downside to all of that. Okay, so this camp will probably take 2 Goliath hits. Alright, we actually have a lot we could think about here. Cannon is exposed. We could go attacking that. We don't really need to, though. We're trying to get these boats through here. We need to reinforce Beijing quite a bit. We need to reinforce Lisbon just a little bit. We do have an ironclad on its way. So I think it's more important to get these boats through here than to take every last casualty. Especially since these 2 are zooming by, so these 2 will probably be the ones that kill this. The best question I have is how do we facilitate this upcoming Admiral party? Alright, this guy's got range, so we can go all the way to here and shoot it. This Goliath, get out of the way, because now this one can come here and also shoot it, and we can't be seen from here. Actually, that's very, very, very damaged. We could try to capture it. I mean, there's a cannon here and the bombard, so we might just lose it, but stalemate, that's funny. Okay, so we could try to capture it. We risk losing a privateer, so let's look at this. We actually have 3 privateers. We wouldn't really be guessing that we'd be capturing boats over here. However, the ability to have one on the inland lake also might be worthwhile. And having one in the north is definitely a must all through here and in the north. So we really only need 2. So if this maneuver means we end up losing a... oh, wait, you know what? We don't want to capture it there, because either... No, he could run away in this direction. Okay. So if it's actually a good side, because if we do capture it, he will almost certainly take down our privateer, which means this lives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what I would have, right? 7. So yeah, he gets over here. We'll just have to be crafty about how we get past Jerusalem. What this means is we might have to end up, let's see, 7 ends here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We would not end there. We would end here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's when Argos says 3, when Argos says 2, when Argos says 1. So no, we wouldn't actually have to. So hopefully that thing does not get killed. Meanwhile, we are kind of planning an Admiral party over here. In fact, we could do it right now, right here. Bring this Goliath over. Do you still have some movement? Yes, he does. And then they'd all be fortified. Okay. So, let's move him in here. What about this Goliath? He can come in. What about this Goliath? Wow. Okay. Privateer can reach either one, so where are you best suited for? I guess in the bombard range, since he could tank it better. There we go. Dee-dee-dee. I swear I do feel like a master tactician right about now. Alright, you still have movement point. You have 2. You have 1. That works out really well. All these Goliaths start to make a break. Okay, so you're coming from behind, which means you're not going to be able to hit anything useful, I wouldn't think. You were coming from behind, so you don't have hardly any movement left. You move faster along the shallows. That's great. And you just stay out of visibility. Cool. Very good. Oh, wow, that's so good. Very pleased with all that. It does mean that this scout can't really land this turn. We can land here. No. We can land here. Hill, there. What this means, though, is that these guys we actually have... these guys could have shot down the camp. So the scout got wasted. In fact, this one comes all the way up here nicely. It's got one turn left. We hit that. Okay. So the Galeases will be coming up north, which means all these ships of the line should be free to break away. Can we get past roads safely? We can. Why is it trying to... Okay. We could get past roads safely if we wanted to. Or we could come up through here, which means as we're coming along, we hit this. We get a little extra XP along the way. I think that's better. Alright, so of these five, 1, 2, 3, 4 ship of the lines, one can go over to Lisbon, 2 comes up to Beijing, 3 goes up to Beijing. I don't know. We got 4 Galeases now, right? Well, this one's coming west, has to come west. Zone of control of the city tile. So this one has to come west. But we got 3 full power Galeases. And some privateers. 3 privateers. Okay. I think I have an idea of what I want to do. We'll have this one lead the way up north. Well, he's the only damaged one. And these ones are deep water and can outrun the Galeases. So this might be a good one to start heading east over to Lisbon. Right, because we can have a full strength one come up towards Beijing, a full strength one go shopping up here. We definitely want a full strength one going shopping up here. So it's just a question of whether to send this one to Beijing or not. And Beijing, we're almost certain not to run into aquatic wars, whereas Lisbon we certainly can. So I think that's the way to go. This worker wants to head to Delhi ultimately, but those moats might be coming back. Okay, I appreciate your guys' patience as I thought through all of that. That actually worked out really well as far as the Admiral party, so I'm happy about that. We don't have to lose any of those boats. And realistically, we don't want to, right? Like, it would have been okay to lose this privateer that was damaged, but now it looks like we don't have to lose anything, and that's so much better. Anyways, we are well past the half-hour mark, so I want to thank you guys for joining me. We made some good progress here. Money's starting to come back. Of course, we will be buying a research lab in the capital, where all the multipliers are, to make that worthwhile. And then after that, it's all going to be saving up for ship of the line upgrades and, of course, battleship upgrades. Well, actually, I guess infantry upgrades first. But anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next part. Take care.